Welcome back, everybody, to the 32Boys1Cup Korean Group number 1. This tournament is brought to you and thanks to Proxy.gg, an esports fantasy website. You can check it out. You can earn points. Somewhat similar to the Partoofs we have on the channel. I think they have their things called like bread and proxy points, but same concept. You can check it out over there. You also get rewarded. You get rewards for your points. You can check it out on their website, Proxy.gg. And of course, much love goes to Cooler Master and Cheers for Gaming, as they've been supporting every tournament we do for the last few months. So CM Storm, at CM_Storm on Twitter and at Cheers for Gaming. But hopping into this series, bottom left corner of the map from Yoey Flash Wolves, we have the blue Zerg Leenock.
Never right. Ew. As the red Terran, it's GuMiho.
So this is a very interesting matchup. Again, because of the groups being slightly weighted differently than the most, we had 3 qualifiers in this series. Oh my god, he actually misses it. But the SCV, will this give it away?
Well, even if it didn't, he was gonna go check the main probably, so that would have given it away like fast, really fast. Oh, he actually.
Did you see it with the watchtower? He did. He saw it with the watchtower.
No, but okay, so GuMiho, I don't know if this is a change, like a reaction. I think it is
for Reapers.
But to get the gas.
Oh,
I mean, it's gonna be a proxy Reaper, but like a similar time.
The Jones
as, like,
gonna win this fight. Stupid regen.
Oh, I mean, I think GuMiho realized that and runs away, right? He kept the drone from attacking the SCV that was building, which is important, though. So, you know, job kind of done, and GuMiho is just gonna... It's like a normal opener. Like, you get like a 12 racks and like a 12 gas. Usually, like, yeah, I mean, it's like the same that you get, but just like not proxied.
Well, one of the big things here, regardless of this proxy, just to give shout out again, sorry, the point that we were trying to make before is GuMiho and Leenock were both players who qualified through. If you're wondering why 2 qualified players had to fight against each other in this sort of scenario, well, we had Czech and the other guy before, Lucira. Again, it's because Parting, Jaedong, and Stork had very restrictive schedules that we had to adhere to, so that's why this group gets made up like this. But it's still going to be a good one, because we asked earlier, you know, what's this going to be, Mech versus or not, and versus Leenock, and I mean, the start of a 2-Rex is a cool move and all, but man, that's just the worst place for a barracks.
Yeah, very, very obvious. I mean, it's just kind of like the worst place for, like, the worst map. Alright? Like, most people should do what Leenock does in Drone Scout.
I really wish we would see more of that, yeah. I mean, it's the information that shuts that down. One drone picking off SCVs, things like that. Yeah.
So, you know, Leenock, I'm not sure if he was able to tell, like, oh, he's not going to go for the 2 racks. I think the drone did check his Naga again and see that they're, I think this, though, is that the second racks might have just been, like, keeping a secret, like, hidden, just out of range. So, he did have to react this a little bit like it was a 2 racks, but, you know, you got Lings, so they're effective against both. And, I mean, it's not like he took, like, a big blow by doing this. Although, yeah, I mean, okay, this is interesting. GuMiho was going to go for a factory before command center.
Well, that he's also gotten 3 Reapers, so... I mean, he may not have gotten super well with the 2 racks, but it looks like he's still trying to take the more dedicated early game nonetheless.
Oh, well, I mean, I think he scouted there was no gas as well, so he knows that this can hold, like, this is going to go on for a while.
Man, he's getting a lot of kills for this, too, at this point. 6 Lings have gone down. 3rd Reaper comes out in a moment's time. We'll be able to kill Queens with 3 Reapers as well. The Spore, man, is just barely up. One more shot would have got it, but okay, so Ling's going to be chased back here. And still, these are going to be a bit of a nuisance. Quick control here to Leenock, though. I mean, he's really, despite the Lings going down, minimizing his losses. Another drone finally does pop off here, but again, 3 Reapers with some Hellions in the early game. Not something we've seen in quite some time, but 4 Reapers in these Hellions are something I've never seen.
Yeah, I mean, though, it's good. It's not a bad choice because you do have, you know, no gas. There's not going to be any speed that really shuts down the Reapers. They can take on Queens. They can even take on, like, 1 or 2 Roaches, which is actually what Leenock is trying to get up here is Roaches. I can't tell if it's because he saw the factory was so fast and he wants Roaches quickly against Reaper Hellion, or if he's going to try and attack.
Yeah, I mean, the Overlord just kind of sitting here is a definite nuisance, but man, these 4 Hellions are about to kill a Queen if he's not careful. Not Hellions, sorry, Reapers. He loses one though. Then a miscontrol, a little bit of greed there out of GuMiho.
Yeah.
I mean, his control's pretty good overall. Yeah, like we're seeing him keep the Reapers alive in the low. The Queens are burning transfuses now, so the Hellions will be better later. But it's those Roaches that are going to shut this down, and he needs to see those coming before it's too late. Because right now he's got nothing set up at home. Hellions will not stop Roaches, and then there's no fast Banshee.
Yeah.
Like, you killed a queen, but it's going to cost you the game.
Maybe. I mean, there's no Marauder on the way. Like, the barracks is only just now landing. You might just have to lift and go to the main. Yeah, actually, that's what he does.
Yeah, bunker's coming down too, but still it's going to be Reapers inside the bunker, right? So, not exactly the most phenomenal form of defense.
Yeah, well, they can buy time for the Marauders. So that's what's important. What does suck, I think, more is that the command center on the low ground is not producing SCVs. Well, it shouldn't be.
Well, it is.
Once the attack actually happens.
I mean, lifting up to the high ground might be better, but I actually kind of like the idea of leaving on the low ground to bait some hits out to buy even just a little bit of time.
Yeah, that could definitely be the difference between, like, you know, more SCVs lost. Banshee is on the way somewhere.
Yeah, it's the back of the base.
Oh, it's in the back. Oh, there you go.
Helling's going to try to run, but I actually applaud this choice, knowing that he can't just sit at home with his Hellings. They won't stop the roaches, but with the roaches filtering out like this, doesn't get too many drone kills. 7 is nice. You know, the CC lifted a little bit late, starts burning, but this is what I was talking about. Buy himself a little bit of time with this. He can repair that damage, and that sucks, but it's better than losing like 5 SCVs trying to repair it on the low ground.
Yeah. Definitely true. And with this Banshee, you know, if there wasn't a Banshee coming out, you'd be very careful about pushing onto the low ground, and, you know, with one Marauder. I mean, the Banshee just automatically makes Leenock have to leave, so that's a lot of time bought here for the command center to just go back onto the low ground. It's going to be a bio game, by the way. Stim is on the way.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the FPS right now, guys. Yikes. I have to go restart my client after this. Like, super wild. What's going on? There we go. Cleans up. Yeah, we've been having some FPS issues lately. I think it's about time we got like a new processor or something. This, the old i5 either needs to be overclocked or replaced. She ain't doing so well, Zombie Grove.
Yeah, I want to update my computer too. Although I'm not getting any FPS drops, so I don't know. Big fuel drop. Wow. Of course, he had 3 CC, so.
Well, there was a lot of time where he was just kind of sitting and had that in the air, gaining that energy. Couldn't drop anything in the main, of course. Didn't want to mine that out too quick, but. Yeah, this is not the most ideal situation here, but he's got the tools to at least deal with the roaches. So I mean, well, this isn't an attack that can go out straight and win the game. What it is really susceptible to, those the mutas. And that's what's really got me scared here for the sake of GuMiho, because right now this is a situation where, like, okay, he's going bio, but there's gonna be like what, 4 Marines in play by the time the mutas are out. Like, yikes.
Yeah, not a lot of production. Banshee's gonna try and buy time at least. I mean, they may get a couple of drones, make the queen, and they definitely will force the mutas to chase them as opposed to just going straight to the main. They don't have cloak, do they? Yeah, they don't. So, you know, he might have been able to stay there and like deal a lot of damage to the hatchery, force the Squirclaw to move, but without, you know, without cloak, not so much.
Well, CC actually lands on the ground here. Meanwhile, back on the other side of the map, or not the other side of the map, the other side of his base. I mean, GuMiho's got a pretty heavy saturation here. Obviously wants to transfer these as soon as he can. But the problem is this base is so exposed that if he does it anytime soon, it's definitely going to be for naught. Oh,
the mutas just go right over it. I think the Banshees have now seen that well, they see the layers then, and there are the mutas right here. So missile turrets go down immediately. Definitely want some at the third as well. And he actually has a lone SCV, being very brave, making one at the third. And when that's done, he can transfer. It actually just goes in mules.
Yeah, it's actually better to transfer at that point too, because then you get that mass repair on the turret. Something that mules can't always do, because you want the mining, not repairing. But dedicating into this, we got Leenock investing in those weapon upgrades. So definitely wants to perhaps go a little heavier in the mutas than we normally see in the past.
+1. Yeah, that's alright. +2. I feel like they're gonna really dedicate. We have a lot of Lings actually on the way. You know, there hasn't really been a lot of Helene harass like we've usually seen. Of course, they had to deal with roaches very early on, which is a little weird, so not much to worry there. But this could just be for, you know, GuMiho's got to be pushing out soon. You know, even though mutas are out, medevacs are almost going to be out, and that's when the actual push occurs. 4 medevacs at a time. Wait, did I miss something? I missed something.
I think it's just
2 starports.
Well, I think it's because he didn't have so many for so long. I mean, the 2 starports is certainly weird for TVZ, but I mean, to get
I don't know. I feel like he forgot he had a starport. He's like, you get on autopilot when you think you're going like the 3CC build, and you put down a starport too, and you're like, oh, I had one.
I mean, like, I agree. It definitely seems to be the more logical choice, but I'm kind of wondering too. GuMiho's done some weird stuff in the past. I mean, this could very much be intentional. You know, you lose medevacs so often when you're fighting TVZ. We've definitely seen some games lost because the Terran players got nothing to actually heal their bio army. Maybe this is just overcompensation. I don't know, but 8 medevacs are out in play very quickly.
See, I mean, that's what you need. That like, you're okay now. So like your starport's not very useful right now. Double starport's
yeah.
useful.
I mean, I agree. This is weird. It's dumb. I'm just trying to rationalize like how he could use it at this point. But I mean, with 1-1 completed, he's got to get that 2-2 started soon. Last thing you want to do is delay that for too long. There we go. Does kick up. Left side of the map, small drop on loaded kitchen overlord. Gonna draw the attention of the mutas. Once he realizes this, he may push a little bit harder. Gonna find some banelings for free though. This is gonna be a nice catch.
Almost for free.
Well, almost for free, but still a good trade nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. No Widowmines in this composition, and he is going into the Alley of Death right here. There isn't a lot of lings prepared though, so I think he's gonna get the cancel and get out. Fine.
Yeah, I mean the Widowmines are on the way, and the mutas are on the way, but there's yeah, just a bit of a freebie there for good old GuMiho. I think right now, I mean, this bunker placement is so odd compared to where we normally see it, right? Because nobody blocks out the mineral line to keep the banelings from straight rolling in. So GuMiho's defense at this third is a little bit awkward, but it's going to live longer versus ling attacks or mutas, I guess. So it's...
Yeah, you can just make like a supply depot wall to take care of that. Yeah, starting to. +2 fly attacks is on the way. We talked a little bit about that, but it's not uncommon to see air upgrades despite not getting as many mutas as you used to, but...
Well, I talked good stuff about that bunker, but that went down hella quick with this many mutas focusing it. It's worth noting he's gone for 17, so this isn't quite the 10 we normally see.
He's got to repair. He's got to lift and repair, lift and repair.
I think he's still gonna die. I think he's still gonna die. The mutas should be able to focus this. It goes down, running back home with his army, but he's not gonna be able to catch these mutas. That's for sure. Maybe the baneling's off of creep, but he's gonna try and cut this off either way. Oh, if we can catch some of these mutas, that'd be really sick. Plus, top of the Marines, 1 goes down, 2 doesn't quite go down. But every step of the way right now, Leenock. Oh man. Nice snipes there. He's being dropped everywhere else while this has happened. So natural base under attack, main base under attack. He's pulling back to defend, and meanwhile the big attack set up over here could run straight to that third. Multitasking here, really nice.
He has a very nice supply lead, despite he lost that third, but maybe Leenock gave away too much forward. He didn't have a fourth up behind this either, so it's kind of like a trade for trade from earlier on.
Well, it's funny too because we've only ever seen Leenock, or sorry, not Leenock, GuMiho play mech for the last like 10 times we've cast him, right? Like the last 10 games straight have all been mech, 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 and more mech. So seeing Bio this game, I mean, this could be his actual choice versus Leenock, but at the same time, it's like, let's not forget this game started with a very awkward 2 racks, turned into a Reaper proxy, into 4 Reapers. I mean, there's a lot of odd choices made this game, but GuMiho's still making it work pretty well.
I can't wait. If this goes to the late game and like those 4 medevacs at a time are like the difference, I'm gonna like just be like, yeah.
I mean, okay, so to explain for those why medevacs usually aren't that big of a deal, like they can pick up and it's cool and all, but banelings burst damage so quickly that you don't really get time to heal the units. Usually the units are just straight up dead before the medevacs can touch them. So that's why you don't see such a medevac heavy composition most of the time. But I guess still give them a lot of healing, which is cool.
Yeah, it's just that you don't, like, you can get this, like, good amount of medevacs without a second starport. Unless you lose all of your medevacs. So, like, that usually happens when, like, fungals come into play, right? And so, like, usually when ultras are out, too. Yeah. That's a lot later on.
Top of the beam, by the way, still going strong. Got guys going down here. Should focus a couple of these mutas. 1, 2, 3, maybe? Yeah, almost 3. Widowmines have not been getting the most phenomenal hits this game. We also don't see him over-dedicating into them, but we do have that transition into Thors. We do have the transition into more higher-tech units and not just sticking on Marines to win this game. But of course, let's not forget, Leenock can also make that transition eventually too, and you mentioned Ultras before, but I'm more focused, of course, on the potential of 3-3 or level 3 air weapon upgrades. Either way, he can't get any of that without a hive, and well, he doesn't have a massive bank like we expect to see Zerg at this point have. If he, I don't like that he's going for an attack. I really think if he just gets that hive tech, it'll be way better.
Yeah, I mean he's been doing a lot more with mutas. He's had a lot more like control over the game than I think a regular TDZ, where usually the Terran attack starts and never really stops. You know, the mutas never really get a chance to actually go across the field, but Leenock so far has actually been getting that chance. Of course, killing that 3rd CC earlier seems to have been kind of forgotten about, just because it's like GuMiho's like, you know, just rolled off the back of it so nicely.
Oh, this is just going to go right past everything to the main. And here's those upgrades, those critical 3-3 on the way. He's going to go for SCVs, but I kind of think if he dives the engineering bay, it's better in this scenario. Stop that 3-3 for the Terran player. GuMiho's not coming home to defend, though. He's saying, screw it, let's go for broke. He comes across the map. Leenock's only got barely 4 bases on the field. This is a base trade. I kind of feel like GuMiho's going to win it outright.
I really don't like, if it is a base trade, I really don't like that the upgrades are not being focused. A lot more cities are going down. The natural commander is going to go down. The third commander is probably going to go down too. A couple of units. The Widowmine.
Oh, because on the Overseer.
Overseer, you stupid Widowmine.
Yeah, these things are the worst sometimes. They can sometimes be the best in the auto win you a game, and then sometimes that shit happens. But the Muta's coming into focus. This is a bit of a mistake, because now he runs into the actual army of GuMiho. And in the meantime, I mean, the Muta count is kind of out of control, if we're going to be completely honest. 30 Mutas is going to be very difficult to deal with your production, but GuMiho did fully come back with this.
He's dedicating so much to it, too. I mean, like, getting +1 Carapace as well. You know, it kind of called, like, if he gets +2, he's probably going to dedicate more than we're used to seeing. But, you know, 30 plus and the Flyer Carapace, that's a lot. That is a lot. Well, and, you know, while it's been doing well so far, I think when the main engagement happens, it's not going to be nearly as effective.
Well, I'm surprised we're not seeing more Thors come out as a result to this, right?
Yeah.
I think there's, what, one Thor in play? Yeah, there's one Thor available on the map, and I'd really expect to see at least two. 2 or 3 bare minimum, but perhaps he hasn't recognized just how heavily Leenock's dedicated to this. Either way, gonna snipe off this base here on the left side of the map. Not too shabby. Put Leenock back down to 1 base mining.
He used supply blocks, but he's actually...
Oh, you know what?
He was supply blocked. GuMiho
has no income. I didn't realize he lifted the command center from the natural to actually make that one over here. And the command center from the main came down too. Does he even have any CCs left?
No.
No.
But if he has an SCV and he has 12, he can still build one. As long as he recognizes not to make any more units.
I don't know if this is going to be the case now, Grub. This is getting a bit awkward. GuMiho getting that message saying, hey, dummy, you don't got any buildings. Okay,
so... as long as GuMiho doesn't run into Banelings, he should win out, right? He has better upgrades, he has a bigger army.
Yep.
And he could have kept a lot of Marines back. Actually, he did keep a lot of Marines back home. So with these Mutas, just build a command center, and you can get back into this. Or at the very least, stop being revealed.
No, it's not going to happen anymore. He just put 9 Marines in production. So that's it for GuMiho here. He's definitely going full all in on the other side of the map at this point. I can't blame him. It's really scary to try and get another base up while you're under 30 Mutalisks worth of attack, because that base has died at the third 3 times. It's certainly going to die again.
He still has to keep so many units behind because he doesn't want to be base trade. Like, he doesn't want to be actually successfully base trade. Like, you don't lose all my structures type of deal.
But the army he has here is great, because it's not like there's 40 Banelings waiting at the top of this ramp, right? It's the Mutas that are taking up so much of this supply. There are a lot of Banelings, and the Zerglings are kind of worthless. 3-3 Marines versus 2-2 with this many medevacs.
He's gonna have like 39 Mutas. He's really depending on it. We have a Raven out. Oh, if this is because he's facing GuMiho, it might be because he has no money but a lot of gas. But if he's because he's facing Leenock, right? Leenock definitely uses burrowed Banelings, and he did get burrow. Like in a base trade scenario, that's the best way to actually come back into this game. So
I don't disagree, but I think it's just more of I can't spend money on literally anything else.
Well, that might have been an option, and he had a couple of tech left over. So he just did swap it, but it's gonna work twofold here. You know, a little bit added because you don't have any money, added DPS, added whatever, and also that detection. I mean, he must have realized that he has no scans either, because, you know, if burrowed Banelings are being used and you just literally do not have any scans, like forever, Leenock could just simply win by that, right? Like, he would never be, his ramp would never be broke. Like, that's not true. The Widowmines, I mean, the medevacs would just fly over it. No, anyways, that Raven's gonna be hard to control.
Up the production over here. I think he was actually just hoping to keep this with the army to guarantee a base trade wouldn't end his life, but sadly that's not quite the case. A couple buildings do go down here, but he's gotta watch out these Mutas. Flying left, flying right, veering all over the place. And GuMiho at the same time has to be careful it doesn't tunnel vision, because here's the problem. If you spread out too much for the Banelings, the Mutas pick you off one at a time. And if you stay too clumped to deal with the Mutas, you actually lose your army to the Banelings. So this is a bit of a very scary scenario to be in. I think, was it Major versus Pig? He had to, like, the same scenario on, like, Derelict Watcher. Picks up the CCs and the barracks and everything and has to follow the army. Maybe that wasn't with you.
Familiar.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe that wasn't with you, maybe it was just before your time, but like, it's the only time I've really seen this come into like a big effect. You have to bring your buildings with you to guarantee you don't lose a base trade. Now a couple drones did get out. Well, I might massacre everything here in the main. For Leenock, it's not about trying to rebuild at this point. Like, he's not, his eyes aren't on trying to make another base and recover through economy. He's just trying to live. And he's actually got so many drones up here, you can start mining. It actually wouldn't be too bad, but I mean, what are you going to invest that into, right? Both players are going to be pretty heavily supply locked once these overlords start going down. Raven with the army too. Let's not forget, a point defense room will help nullify a lot of the muta damage. Got one road drone over here. She actually sees it with the Raven. There we go.
If it comes down to mutas,
this is the first time, man. The first game between these two.
Yeah, well, Leenock and GuMiho, I feel like they were so similar, especially at the ends of Wings Liberty. Like they were both doing like weird stuff. They were both looking really, you know, on form. I think they're around the same age, and they were on the same team, right?
What am I?
They were both on FX.
Oh yeah, FXO for a while. Yeah. Well, I don't know about
Yeah.
Leenock. I know GuMiho was. Yeah.
Yes, Leenock was on.
Okay, I don't know. That was before my time. Remember, Rifkin's
You
filthy
just, like-
casual.
I was like gonna like call you out until like before your time when you said that to me, and I'm like, bitch, please. You're like, you're a little babby. I'm always like bringing stuff up, and you're like, I don't know.
Well, when I said the major pig thing, I meant like before your time casting with me.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
Well, he's
but
taking a couple units off here, left and right, to look what's going on. Leenock has started mining once again, but realistically speaking, I mean, he's not going to get a bank to build another 30 mutas. He's not. He is building a lot of extra layers though, or hatcheries, but at the same time, like, oh, he's gonna.
Raven.
I thought he was, yeah. But here's the thing: this Raven is the scariest thing in the world because as fast as mutas are, whether it's a point defense drone or whether it's 2 seeker missiles, I mean, Leenock could easily lose his army to a Thor shot, to a to the Raven attack. I mean, he's trying to look for a way to get these buildings, and this is such a slow push, but he has to play it slow. He's got no SCVs to repair these if they catch on fire. These buildings are essentially his lifeline. Like, if this was, think like Left 4 Dead, guys, right? There's no pills here. He's got to keep his life alive.
Ooh, mistake.
Oh.
Every single muta is a
Nice
big
shot.
mistake.
Yeah, and I mean, that Thor is to be super effective. It's even got 1 level weapon upgrades.
Yo, how does Leenock not have any Overlord? No, sorry, that's GuMiho. I was so confused.
Yeah, no, GuMiho is
Okay.
the one who's supplied by. He has got nothing.
Yeah, I was like, there's the whole space for Lee. Like, okay, there they are, actually, the Overlords.
Man, this is crazy because this isn't even a winners or losers match, right? This is just like to determine who goes to the winners match, who goes to the losers match.
This is actually to determine who goes to the second game 1-0. Like, it's not an ace match. It's not an ace match of an ace match. It's the first freaking game.
Yeah, I'm loving it though because this makes me really riled up and ready for the rest of the series today, especially anticipating the fact that either of these guys could go play against Lucira. Because here's the thing, and this is what I've got my eye on. That winners match is going to be so sick. Because if it's GuMiho versus Lucira, that's a fun match, alright, because it's TVZ. But if it's Leenock versus Lucira, we saw the sickest ZVZs out of both these guys. Leenock versus Solar in his qualifying match was Broodlord versus Broodlord.
Ooh.
I mean, this is so much cool stuff that can come just as a result of this best of 3.
I'm not sure GuMiho's gonna expect as many more banelings as Leenock just got to, make.
Oh yeah,
Leenock's
that's all the
been
extra
mining.
gas. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of extra gas. He actually has a lot of extra minerals right now. Realizing he just needs a couple, a more time,
Yeah,
and he will have like a really scary army.
Man, I fully understand why he doesn't want to move out and do like a drop of the medevacs, but I kind of feel like he should. And the fact that he's not is really going to hurt him here because, as we see, he's starting to just slowly bleed out these barracks. I mean, it is. I made a joke earlier about Left 4 Dead, but it's kind of like a zombie game. You're like slowly bleeding out. You can't find bandages. You're never going to recover this health, and man, this is just going to get nastier from here on out. Oh, he dives in from behind once again. Gonna focus one of the barracks. Oh my god. I mean, once that building is burning, it's got a clock. It's going to die.
Not sure that traded out better for him.
Infestation bit, interesting.
I'm surprised that this was for like swarm hosts.
I don't know about that. I think a functional growth to lock the army in place so you can roll the banelings in might be what I would think at least.
I think it's a better option. I mean, swarm hosts would certainly be surprising, and
They're
they
too
do.
expensive. Like he's.
Yeah, exactly. They're too expensive.
Like everything he's gonna do is gonna be too expensive. I mean, oh no! He's left these exposed once again. These critical buildings, his lifeline. Throw us. Oh no! Another building burning. He's gone from 5 lives to 3 now, effectively.
3 in a corner. It's that beeping a year.
Right, like
that Zelda.
yeah, you can't shoot lasers out of your sword anymore, man. You're not full health.
Is the final even ever gonna go? Like, Leenock is the one that's acknowledging, like, I can win this if I never take a fight. Like, my mutas are gonna win this.
I think he knows this too. Can we talk about the minerals lost, the resources lost at this point too? Despite this base trade desperate scenario, still fairly freaking even.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Leenock still has, he's got another base up here. It's being attacked by a marine, but he still has 400 minerals, so he can make another one.
Well, he's gonna see the Yeah, there we go. As you see, the Mutalisk out of position for this. So this works a little bit better. But this is really cool, the Infestation Pit being so out of place like this. Because even in the base trade scenario, it's actually going to lend itself to the game pretty well. Oh, man. But these drones are on the run. There's not a lot of them left.
No, his buildings! Protect your buildings!
Oh, my God. Again from the rear end. This is... Oh, he's so close to getting to our barracks burning. The factory and the barracks are basically dead, guys. There's no way to save these at all. Can you actually... You know, I know you're being revealed, but can you see the buildings? Okay, you can. I actually had no idea from that point of view. I'm usually the Terran guy who's lifting his buildings like a dick. I've never actually had to fight against him. So, oh no, his building's out of position once again. Point defense drones, point defense drone, point defense drone, point defense drone. He's got 1 life left now. His second life is burning zombie grub. This isn't gonna work for GuMiho. He's not gonna be able to make this work. He keeps bleeding out. Point defense drone goes down, but why? What's this gonna do, right? The big attack comes down. This is the final hurrah. He's going to dive for the buildings with the mutas. He's going to get that Rex. He'll get the other.
God.
GG. What a game.
Not get that.